Hedgehogs, welcome to today's literacy. I hope you're all okay and have been carrying on with your literacy work so far this week. Yesterday I asked you to make a story map of the story of the owl babies. I showed you my story map, didn't I? And we put it together using the arrows. So here is my completed story map, and I have drawn all of the pictures of the things that I can remember that happened in the story. So I started off with my 3 baby owls and their home in the trunk of a tree. And then I remembered that next they woke up one night and their owl mother was gone, wasn't she? She'd flown away somewhere. So that was my next picture after the arrow. Then I did another arrow. I've shown the 3 baby owls, Sarah and Percy and Bill, thinking about where Mum might have gone, because perhaps she has gone hunting for some food for them to eat, like mice and things that are nice. And then after that, so after my next arrow, they came out of their tree, didn't they? And they waited. It's a big branch for Sarah, a smaller branch for Percy, and a bit of old ivy for Bill. And they sat, didn't they? And they were waiting, and things started to move all around them. So after my next arrow, I've drawn a bat moving around them in the sky, and the 3 baby owls thinking about when Mum might come back home. And then they decided to close their owl eyes and make a wish. So I drew another arrow, and I've got their owl eyes, and they're wishing that their owl mother would come home, aren't they? So I've drawn their wish, and drawn it in a thought bubble, because you think about a wish usually, don't you, in your head, and drawn their owl mother inside the bubble. And then I've drawn my last picture, so one more arrow, and look who comes back. Their owl mother comes back, and Sarah and Percy and Bill are so happy, aren't they? They jump up and down on their branch, and Bill says, "I love my mummy." And some of you chose to write that in your speech bubble earlier in the week, and you amazed me with your fantastic writing. So today, I've got another job for you. I would like you to make some story puppets from the characters in the story. Now, we've got 4 characters in our story. Can you remember who the characters are? It's Mummy Owl, isn't it? We've got Mummy, Big Sister Sarah, Brother Percy, and the youngest owl, the baby brother, Bill. So we've got Mummy, Sarah, Percy, and Bill. So later on, you're going to make some story puppets of those 4 characters and use the story map that you made yesterday to help you tell the story of the owl babies using your own words. Now I'm going to have a go first. Now, we've been watching the story of owl babies all week, haven't we? Been finding out about owls as well. So it doesn't matter if we can't remember every little bit of the story. We're just going to use the parts that we can remember to tell the story. And we might use some of our own words, and then we might also use some of the words that we can remember from the story too. However you want to tell it, that's okay. We're just practicing telling stories, aren't we? And you are all really, really good at that. So I know you're going to have lots of fun. So I've got my story map here, and I'm going to use that to help me, because if I look at the pictures in my story map, it will help me remember what happens and where I'm up to in my story. And then I've got my characters here. I've got Mummy, Sarah, Percy and Bill. And I've even got the trunk of the tree and the branch where they might like to sit in a minute. So your job now is to listen to and enjoy my story of the owl babies. Are you ready? Owl babies. Once upon a time, there were 3 baby owls. Sarah, Percy and Bill. They lived in a hole in the trunk of a tree with their owl mother. The hole had twigs and leaves and owl feathers in it. It was their home. Late one night, they woke up and their owl mother was gone. "Where's Mummy?" asked Sarah. "Oh my goodness," said Percy. "I want my mummy," said Bill. The baby owls thought, because all owls think a lot. "I think she's gone hunting," said Sarah. "To get us our food," said Percy. "I want my mummy," said Bill. The baby owls came out of the tree and they waited. A big branch for Sarah, a small branch for Percy, and a bit of old ivy for Bill. And they sat on their tree and they waited. It was dark in the woods and things moved all around them. "I think we should all sit on my bench together." So they did. Sarah and Percy and Bill, all three together. "Shall we back?" said Sarah. "Back soon," said Percy. "I want my mummy," said Bill. The baby owls closed their owl eyes and they wished their owl mother would come. And she came, soft and silent, she swooped through the skies to Sarah and Percy and Bill. "Mummy!" they cried, and they flapped their wings and jumped up and down on their branch. "What's all the fuss?" their owl mother asked. "You knew I'd come back." "I knew it," said Sarah. "And I knew it," said Percy. "I love my mummy," said Bill. The end. Okay, now I hope you enjoyed my story of the owl babies. I used my characters, Mummy Owl, Sarah, Percy and Bill, and my story map of the story to help me tell the story in the right order using my words and the words I could remember from the story. Now I've told that story lots and lots of times before, so I can remember lots of words. Your story will be different to mine because everybody tells stories in a slightly different way. So your job now is to have a go at making your own story puppets. You can use things you've got at home, anything you like. If you can, cut them out so you can move them around when you're telling the story, and use the story map that you made yesterday to tell your owl baby's story in your own words. Now it might help if you have a little practice and then have a go at telling it to somebody in your house. And if you can, if you could ask an adult to video your story and then upload it onto Google Classroom, I can have a look and I can enjoy all of your stories when they're finished. I can't wait to see them and I know that you'll do a fantastic job. Well done, bye bye.